I'm Thinking of Ending Things, the new film by Charlie Kaufman, shouldn't be so unsettling. Its premise certainly isn't. Jake, played by Jesse Plemons, travels to the farmhouse where he grew up and introduces his new girlfriend to his parents. That's it. Jake's not even a particularly menacing character. He memorizes poetry, he loves musicals, he's awkward, but in a way that's kind of charming, not harmful. And yet, once Jake and his girlfriend reach the farm, things take a decidedly odd turn. Again, on the surface, everything is pretty normal. After a brief tour of the farm, Jake and his girlfriend sit in the living room, waiting for Jake's parents to come down from upstairs. Jake puts on some music and makes a fire. His girlfriend ponders various knickknacks scattered around the room. They make small talk. There's nothing inherently dangerous about it. Not until Plemons works his magic anyway. As more time passes, it's hard to shake the sense that something more sinister is going on. Despite the mundane setup, the tension in the room is almost tangible, and it's that way largely thanks to Plemons' inspired performance. That shouldn't come as much of a shock. Over the past few years, the star has perfected this kind of role, and this one scene in I'm Thinking of Ending Things is one of his best performances yet. Here's why. While Jesse Plemons has a few larger-than-life blockbusters in his filmography, he's best known for playing ordinary people. On Friday Night Lights, Plemons wasn't the star quarterback. He was the quarterback's best friend. In Season 2 of Fargo, he's a small-town butcher who wants nothing more than to buy the shop where he works. In Other People, he plays a man whose mother is dying of cancer. On screen, Plemons effortlessly transforms into these everyday characters, which makes it very, very easy to sympathize with him. That's true and I'm Thinking of Ending Things too. At least at first. Jake's situation is all too relatable. Introducing a new partner to your family can be nerve-wracking, and many people have complicated relationships with their parents. Plemons plays on those anxieties, infusing the scene with a nervous energy that feels uncomfortably familiar. As a result, it's hard not to sympathize with him. We've all been there. Relatable doesn't mean generic, of course. Jake is a very specific and unique character, with plenty of quirks of his own. Again, this is something that Plemons excels at. His best moment in El Camino, when he's happily singing while transporting Jesse Pinkman and a corpse in his trunk, is one he improvised himself.
If you're as lonely as I am, would you mind sharing the night?
It's a carefree moment with sinister undertones, and this scene in I'm Thinking of Ending Things has lots of the same energy. It's there in the way Jake lurks at the bottom of the stairs, almost like a dog waiting for its master. It's there in his constant reassurances to his girlfriend that his parents will be right down, even to the point of interrupting her.
Well, I think he was talking about marriage.
Ah, here they come.
One of Plemons' greatest strengths as an actor is his ability to convey so much through his body language. And in this scene, it seems that Jake's experiences are at odds with what he's saying. His voice never loses a friendly, good-natured tone, but he's ill at ease, which comes into play when the other shoe drops. Plemons is very good at playing common people. He's even better at playing common people who, despite their unassuming veneers, hide dark secrets. His Breaking Bad character Todd is introduced as a quiet man and a hard worker who turns out to be a child-killing sociopath. In the Black Mirror episode USS Callister, Plemons plays an awkward programmer who's belittled at work and who takes out his frustrations on VR recreations of his co-workers. On Fargo, that small-town butcher uses a meat grinder to dispose of a dead body. In Game Night, Plemons' awkward but lovable cop ends up staging a kidnapping.
And that is how you do a game night.
What?
So when I'm Thinking of Ending Things takes a turn toward the weird, it's not entirely unexpected. Eventually, Jake's girlfriend notices the door to the farmhouse's basement, which is covered with scratches and taped shut. Jake does not want to talk about it. Then he admits it scared him as a child. It starts out pretty ominous, and it only gets worse.
He's hiding in there.
Who?
What?
When his girlfriend playfully tries to push past Jake and get to the door, Jake blocks her path. When she points out the scratches on the door, he blames a dog we've never met. And when we do meet it, it sure doesn't act like a normal dog. As a result, it's hard to shake the idea that Jake is hiding something, especially given Plemons' history with this kind of character. Jake doesn't even really need to do anything to make both his girlfriend and the audience uneasy. Because of Plemons' performance and his past roles, the mere suggestion of something else going on is enough to shift the tone from awkward comedy to real suspense. Jake's parents do eventually show up, of course, and boy do they make an impression. As played by Toni Collette and David Thewlis, Jake's mother and father are significantly weirder than their son. And given how odd Jake is, that's saying quite a bit.
Jake has told us so much about you.
Oh, he's told me so much about both of you, too.
Oh, and you came anyway?
Collette and Thewlis make a big impression at the end of this scene. But don't take your eyes off Plemons. As soon as Jake's parents arrive, his body language completely changes. Where Jake was fidgety and slightly panicked, he now stands completely still. He pulls away when his mother goes in for a hug. He shares a stiff, awkward handshake with his father, who doesn't look him in the eye. When it's time to eat, he heads straight for the dining room, not even bothering to stay for his dad to finish speaking. Earlier, Jake's offhand cracks about the farmhouse or his quip about happy families landed like jokes, or maybe some false modesty. Combined with the way Jake interacts with his parents, however, a much more somber portrait of Jake's childhood emerges. One that goes a long way toward explaining how Jake ended up the person that he is. Ultimately, it's hard not to feel bad for Jake, even if we're still not sure we can trust him. This, in a nutshell, is what Plemons does so well. He creates memorable, sympathetic characters who we're drawn to in spite of their many obvious flaws. It's a delicate balancing act, but as this scene proves, it's one the actor performs perfectly. Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more from Netflix Film Club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.